How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Haye, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. Boy, it's been an interesting week. We got the boxing basement where we try to pull up fighters that we feel are not doing the sport justice or feel they haven't done things the way it should be done. Everyone likes the segment, but let's be fair, it's kind of a controversial segment because, you know, who are we to criticise professional athletes and how they dictate their career?
Yes.
So, with the boxing basement, you have two sides to the coin. You have to criticise people, but you also must praise them when they do something right.
Agreed.
So this is an update on the boxing basement. So I won't do the slogan because it's time for praises.
Yeah.
Haye, go first, mate.
Yes, the first one, guys, David Haye. And this is where we critique David Haye a lot for what he does in terms of his management of his career. Look, guys, let's be honest, he's a super talent, and he'll even probably sit back and think he could have done more with all the injuries, with all the pullouts, retirements, and all the bum fights they've recently. But what he done with giving Nick Blackwell £100,000 is just unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
For me. Just unbelievable. For David Haye to kind of then come through on his word and say, look, I'll give you 10% of my purse, which we found out was $1 million.
Yeah.
I was thinking, 100 grand's a lot.
A lot of money.
You know, and even Nick Blackwell was like shocked. He thought he was going to get 50,000. To give someone 100,000 to then what Nick Blackwell's now said is going to go towards his gym and training fighters, it's such a... He's not out of the basement. He can control it for a while if he wants. Well done, David Haye.
Life gives us swings and roundabouts, and there was rumours of David Haye struggling financially.
Yeah.
You know, there's problems. There were rumours of all sorts of stuff with David Haye going back and forth. But I think the true integrity of a person is showing what they're really made of when the time counts.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone can say anything when they want to say something, but when it comes to the crunch, you be a man of your word. Me and Haye, great friends. We know each other for years, and I always tell Haye, I'm trying to say one thing. I always say is that stick to my word. If I say something, I mean it. Yeah. And for me, that's very, very important as a man. And for David Haye to stick to his word and give up £100,000. Think about it for 1 second in real terms, not in boxing terms, not in football terms, in real life terms.
Yeah.
£100,000 is absolutely life changing.
Yeah, that's something there. That's something, because you almost feel like when he mentioned it, you almost feel like he's doing it. It was around his fight as well. So is he doing it for more publicity? Is he doing it for this? You know, is there another angle to it? No.
Yeah,
way out.
Great point. Great.
Go on then. Who else can roam free for a while?
Who could roam free from the boxing basement? And it's a guy I put in on the second edition, Kell Brook.
Ooh, boy.
Kell Brook has got a lot of stick on this show from us for various reasons. But something has to be said about a career 147 guy. Let's be fair, he has fought at 154 a couple times.
Yeah, I think coming at 151, 152s and stuff.
But a career 147 guy is jumping up to fight the #1 middleweight in the world, a pound for pound elite, a monster, a boogeyman,
a knockout,
someone that no one wants to fight. Kell Brook agreed to have this fight in 24 hours.
Yeah.
After he said about 2 months ago that he would take the fight if it was offered to him. Kell Brook's career has been in a downward spiral in terms of who he's fighting, not getting on pay-per-view, not getting the marquee shows through, in my opinion, partly his promotional aspect, but mostly through Kell Brook. He's the head of his own camp. He's the leader of the ship, and the ship's been going sideways. For him to take this fight, the way he's took it, it answers all the questions. Win, lose or draw, it shows he has what we always wanted to see from Kell Brook. That he has the heart, the commitment, the dedication, and the desire to prove he's the best.
No, it really does. Kell Brook isn't just out of the basement. I mean, we've given him the key to kind of unlock yourself. But here's the key. Feel free when you want to come in and chill with us again. But you can have the key and get the hell out of here. We're going to talk about this a bit more, but that is just an astronomical thing to do. Like, you're 147, probably the best 147. There's an argument to be made. There's about 3 or 4 of you. You've just gone on and said, I won't just challenge a 160 guy, I'll challenge the 160
At
guy.
160.
Yeah, not trying to say you need to come down to 154 and make it fair, which makes sense for me. 154 would be perfect sense, because GGD said he can do it with Floyd, and like you say, Kell Brook's really a 154 guy, really, because of he can make 154 quite comfortably anyway. You said I'll take him at 160. F the catch weight.
Let's be real about this as well, yeah? Let's be honestly real. That's 1 stone. You might as well say.
Yeah, it's a stone.
It's a stone. You might as well say. Yeah.
It's a stone.
That's a lot. We said the guys at 154 are trouble. We said that the guys at 147 are trouble for him.
Yeah.
It just shows real belief.
Yeah.
Win, lose or draw, it shows real belief.
Well, also what it does show is, and we always touch on this, when I always say, and I think me and Ryan both kind of agree, fighters ain't scared to fight fighters.
Yeah.
We've said this a lot. There's a lot of like, I think to lace these up in the first place, guys, I put them on just for holding pads with Ryan. I'm like, don't want to do it. No, I'm not interested. So those guys aren't scared. Obviously, there's so much more that goes behind on the scenes, which is what they want to get paid to fight. But behind the scenes, there's not that fear factor that I think a lot of us think that these guys have. And I think this kind of shows it. Like, I will fight. Just give me a fight. I will fight. You know. So the talks of Kell Brook ducking Furman and Kell Brook not wanting to fight Vargas. You guys out there that said this Vargas one. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Then I think this kind of shuts that door.
All right then. Let's move on. We've got an interesting one now. And this one came up on Twitter saying Eddie Hearn is in the basement. Yes, he's done some bad things, or not the way we think it should be done. But by securing Golovkin for Kell Brook, risking one of his main commodities in terms of, you got Andy Joshua, you got Eubanks, you got Kell Brook.
Yeah, in terms of pay-per-view guys.
You've got those are the three guys really you've got.
Yeah.
To put one of them in, out of his weight class, out of his depth, he must come out of the basement. What do you think?
Yes, he's out. He's out. You know, one thing about Eddie, as much as I don't like some of his stupid pay-per-views, and much as I don't like some of his matchups as well, I think, as much as he is a promoter, he just generally wants to see what we want to see, a good fight. I generally think sometimes he wants to see, he has in his head these mythical matches, and I think sometimes he wants to put them together. Sometimes they're not going to come together, and sometimes, look, he isn't going to put Andy Joshua in with Luis Ortiz, because you don't do stuff like that as a promoter. But there's sometimes where Frampton Quigg, he wants to see, like, you guys have it then. Do you know what I mean? Amir Khan, Kell Brook, go on, have a little tear up if you want to tear up. He wants to see matches. Eubanks Golovkin.
Yeah.
He's one of the promoters as well that seems very open. You watch his interviews with IFL TV. He seems to be very open in terms of, I tried to do this, it didn't work, I'm trying to do that. Whether you believe it or not is another thing, but he still is very open in that sense. So you're out of the basement just because you're trying to make big fights.
Yeah. The thing about Eddie Hearn, like you say, he's in a tough position. He's a promoter. A promoter has to do what's right by the fans, by the TV networks, by the fighters, and obviously by himself to make some money. You have to answer to 3 or 4 different entities to make it right.
It's a big thing.
So I understand where the conflict comes. I personally have been very critical of this pay-per-view mode, but as much as I'm critical of it, I understand it.
Yeah.
But in saying that, you want to see that at the thick of it, I'm a boxing promoter first who's trying to make the best fights out there. It doesn't exonerate him for other questionable matchups he's made, but it shows that at the core of it, he will put his top guys with other top guys to make a real good fight and to bring it to the UK on our terms. That's a promoter.
Yeah, as fans, we're getting Golovkin over here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like he's trying to make, and Spencer Fury has tweeted about this a lot recently, and Instagram as well, like, Britain is the home of boxing right now. A lot of people have said, oh, but guys, you look at it, a lot of these guys want to come over here because they know that pound to that dollar is a big difference, and you're going to get good money over here and good pay-per-view fights over here. A lot of these guys in America are fighting in front of, and the top guys I'm talking about, fighting in front of 6,000, 3,000, 2,000 people.
Exactly.
O2 Arena over here, you know you're going to get big numbers. You're going to get big numbers. So he's on tag.
He's on tag.
We can press that button whenever we want to bring him back.
But I admire him for this one. I admire him for this one. That's it, Adi. Anything else to say?
Well, for all the positives, there's always a negative. There's always the way the world is. For good, there's always bad. Yeah. For the sun, there's always the moon.
I'll give you the opportunity to say the phrase. Go ahead.
No, I don't even know it sometimes. Wait, no, go on.
I think it's along the lines of...
There's good, there's bad.
There's good, there's bad. There's happy, there's sad.
I can't remember.
No, there's good, there's bad. Yeah. There's fame and there's shame.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the boxing basement. Ooh. We couldn't do a boxing basement update without giving you a couple new entries related to this week.
Yes, sir.
I'll go first.
Go on.
And this was actually quite painful, but there's no double standards on this show. We say it how it is, and we got to stick to the facts. GGG, you're in the basement, and you're going to be stuck there for a while, mate.
Big time.
Yeah?
Big time.
Canelo doesn't get a bly, and you are not getting a bly either. Yeah? You are as everyone stands, the man at middleweight. You are the king of 160. Yes, you couldn't get to fight Chris Eubanks Jr. Yes, you couldn't get to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Yes, you couldn't get to fight Danny Jacobs. Fair enough. You went and picked up a guy 2 weight classes below you. And then you said yourself that when Canelo fought Khan, it's like, what did he say? Something along the lines that it's too small. It's not a fair match. It's too small, but not really good. You picked a guy,
and that's closer.
That was £8.
That was £8.
This is £13.
Yes, genuinely £13.
As much as I like GGG, as much as I think he's a top 5 pound for pound fighter in the world, as much as I think he's got real problems getting real fights, there are options. You could have gone 1 above or 1 down, not 2 up, 2 down. It is so bad that Ishani Lara said that I should fight Chocolito.
Yeah. People are going to start doing this now. People are going to try and one-up each other.
Yeah.
And like Ryan said, this is a tough one because it's tough. Sorry, the decision's not tough because you're standing in the basement, but it's tough in the sense of I never thought I'd be putting GGG in the basement, but it's a shameful decision. You've done it because it's money, and I get that. This is probably I thought about it, and Lemieux was probably his biggest payday. Yeah. This I think ups that.
Yeah, of course it does.
So it's almost a case of in him himself, he's probably thinking,
I'm getting a bit older.
But I'm getting older, and this is maybe 4 or 5 million.
Yeah.
And maybe an upside in the pay-per-view. It could be a nice little paycheck for him.
Pounds.
How do you turn that down?
Yeah, pounds.
It maybe opens the door to other UK fights. Possible DeGale, possible Billy Joe Saunders, whatever. It's difficult to turn down, but regardless, you're picking up on someone. It's almost schoolyard bullying. You're taking someone that is £13 below you. Yeah. No matter how good that person is, they're £13 below you, and the name's not Floyd Mayweather. You're in a
middleweights can't take your power.
Yeah.
You're gonna pick up 147.
God, we're gonna talk about this fight.
Yeah, I'm not saying Kell Brook doesn't have a shot, but if Golovkin knocks him out in the first round with a single shot, gets 0 credit. Yeah. If he wins on points in a dominant boxing decision, gets no credit. There's no benefit for him at all in this fight, and that's what makes it bad for Golovkin. Is that there's nothing in it for him.
Yeah, you get nothing. Yeah. Apart from obviously a very fat check, Kell Brook gets everything.
Kell Brook outboxes you for 3 rounds.
It's like,
and then you win.
Yeah.
You damage yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Terrible fight.
Where do we start with these people?
Yeah.
It's not often in the boxing basements that 2 go in at the same time.
2 go at the same time, but okay, let me change it for you. Yeah. They both go at the same time, but I think one is far more instrumental in the reasons behind it than the other.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about this more on This Week in Boxing, guys, depending on which one of these videos come out first, but the Eubanks.
Yeah. I prefer to say senior first.
No, you know what, I've been looking at Chris's Junior's tweets. He's been going back and forth, obviously, with Billy Joe, Kell Brook, even, what's that kid that got knocked out by the journeyman? Ricky Hatton fighter. What is his name? Got put down hard by Kamitsky. I can't remember his name. Adam Etches. He's been going back and forth. Etches, I'll fight you. He's like, well, who are you? Oh, I remember you. You got knocked out by the journeyman. That's what he said. Me and Ryan said on this show, and I like people. You got to start giving us a bit of praise because I feel like we don't get enough praise. We said someone's card's gonna get checked, and what's gonna happen when that card gets checked? It's all good saying I want to fight Golovkin. And I get that there's all these details behind closed doors that you need to iron out. But we said, okay, until I see that fight signed, he doesn't want to fight Golovkin. I kind of clearly said that. I still feel there's a bit of him that does. But Golovkin came out on Twitter and said, okay, I've signed my portion of it now. Your turn. All of a sudden, things went quiet.
Yeah, very quiet.
Big time quiet.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what's going on now? And everyone's like, I'll put a tweet out there saying, here's a pen if you want a pen. And people doing the same kind of thing. And okay, what's happening? Kell Brook gets to fight 24 hours later. You've effed up.
Big time.
You've effed up. Someone in your camp, and maybe this is Chris Senior, thinks you're Floyd Mayweather, Cotto. So you think you're in that kind of echelon. Carl Froch maybe even. You're not. You're British champion. But your dad thinks you're something bigger than you are. You're in the basement, and Ryan, you can take over on Senior if you want.
Yes, I will. And here's why I'm going to stick this on Senior more than Junior, and I hope you guys get my point, what I'm trying to say. We always say, and the reason on Boxtalk is that the fighter is the head of their camp. The fighter should be the one running the show and making the decisions back and forth. the fighter hires this person, that person does X, Y, Z. But in this scenario, it's slightly different. Chris Senior does all that. Chris Junior has no input really on his career in terms of his management, promotion, and how things go. Eddie Hearn said this week that Eubanks Jr. said he hadn't seen the contract. He said, I believe him because I can't speak to Junior. I have to speak to Senior, and everything goes through Senior first. Senior, I respect to the utmost, and he done an interview with Seconds Out, which is now removed.
Fantastic.
It's been removed.
Why?
Don't know. It's been
Frank?
removed. I don't know. I tried to show someone.
With Radio Raheem?
Yeah.
Fantastic interview.
One of the best. I should have downloaded.
Oh my God. They've removed it.
Yeah, it's removed. Yeah?
Only can be.
Yeah. Stuff he said.
Only can be. Wow.
So here's a scenario. In this interview, Chris said,
this might get removed.
Yeah. Chris said, have you forgotten what you done to me, Frank? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you guys don't understand who I am? Like, I've been in this game. I know what you done to me. I know what you done to Nigel. I know how the game works.
Yeah.
And from that, I respect him to the utmost for saying that, look,
big time.
I know how this game works.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect my son and the future and do what we've got to do. No criticism of that.
No criticism at all.
But there's a limit to what you can do. When you're a promoter or you can't speak to the fighter, when you can't negotiate things, when you're trying to put up ticket prices, trying to renegotiate Sky contracts, trying to do everything you can do to benefit yourself, it is good, but there is a limit. We always talk in the show, it's called a negotiation, not dictation. Protecting yourself and dictating every single term out there for the fight does not make it a negotiation, which ruined the fight. And that's what it comes down to. Senior ruined the fight, not deliberately, but by trying to take control of every possible aspect. And that's what it comes down to. Admiration for him for trying to do the best for himself and his son, but it's called business and negotiation, not dictation. And once you have a dictatorship in any industry, it fails.
Right, there you go, guys. Woo! So we don't normally kind of do a boxing basement and a boxing release, but at the same time, you can see where they both kind of tie in with each other. Give us your thoughts. What are you going to say? Anything?
We have to be fair to boxing, like I said. We're fair to boxing. We will put you in, but if we're going to put you out, we'll take you out and we'll explain the reason why and give you credit where credit is due. Yeah,
look at some of the fighters that are in there. I mean, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, some of our best fighters all time. Shane Mosley's in there. People that we grew up like, couldn't do that more. Golovkin's in there. So people can't say we're not fair, and they can't unblock us. It's getting silly now. We've released you. This is ridiculous now. Look, we put Brook in, we took him out. All this for you, and he still haven't released us. It's getting silly. It's getting silly. Can someone please talk to me?
I don't care.
I want to see his tweets. I want to see his tweets from our own page, not from logging out and whatever. But there you go, guys. Leave your comments below. If we missed anyone, should people go free? I mean, look at our previous boxing basement videos. If we missed anyone, Wilder was close, and then the door just went boop.
Told you, never has an
Ariana fight. So yeah, give us some comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.